we are on the Roman Ring Road, the GRA, the Grand Racado
Hotel Melia Roma Oriala, the place where we stayed in Rome.
Anyway, in the hotel, you pick it up the coach, inside the coach.
To show you the city of Rome, its history, art and archaeology. And now we are starting the tour. As you can see, we are next to the river, the Tiber River, that we are going to cross in a few moments. In the city of Rome, the ancient city, was extended on the left-hand side of the Tiber River. Now we are leaving this area. The orange building you see on the right is a very important state department. It's the department of the Beni Culturali, cultural treasures. According to UNESCO, the International Office of Culture, we have in Italy about 60% of the works of art and archaeology from all over the world, so more than half. Now we're crossing the geological area, and we see already in front of us a little hill. That is one of the 7 historical hills, the Aventine. So this morning we'll be able to pass by the 7 historical hills, which is the entire historical center. It's one of the oldest cities in Europe and one of the most important for its ancient history, which has influenced the entire history of Europe. 28 centuries of history without interruption. The temple, round on the right with the fluted columns, this temple, very well preserved, is 21 centuries old. Very well preserved because it had been transformed into a Christian, this one on the right, a Christian church, but we'll be able to see also from the other side. Now we are still flanking the Tiber River because the church was built from the remains of ancient Roman temples above the foundation of the ancient Roman temples. Rome was built above the ancient city, all around the ancient Roman buildings. In front of us there is another historical hill, a little hill, the hill Capitol, Capitoline Hill, Capitol, that was very, very important. Behind the Capitol there is the Roman Forum, center of the ancient city. On the left there is a palace that was built above the ancient theater of Marcellus, 2000 years old. Nearby, columns of ancient Roman temples. On the left there is a monastery 5 centuries old, and so you see the centuries are all mixed together in the same places. On the right we are flanking the hill Capitol, and there are 2 stairways. One is leading up to a very old Middle Ages church dedicated to Mary, Mother of Christ. The other stairway leads up to the Capitoline Square, where we find the City Hall and the Capitoline Museums, very important. The stairway that is leading up to the Capitoline Square was designed by Michelangelo. Michelangelo designed this wonderful stairway on the right. Can you see what a marvelous perspective? Wow. We are coming back here to have another view afterwards. On the right, the bricks are in the center of the city, Piazza Venezia, Venice Square. The monument is dedicated to the unity of Italy to the first king of Italy and to the unknown soldier. Yes.
This is
Piazza Venezia, Venice Square. We are just turning around a couple of times so that you can see very well. We cannot stop. You see the imperial forums in the distance. You see the Colosseum where we stop next. The column of Trajani's building is about 5 centuries old, and on the right you can see Via del Corso, Corso Street, the most central street in Rome that follows the tracing of an ancient Roman road. So the monument is very impressive, yes, imperial forums. And then behind is also the Roman Forum, as we are going to see, the Il Palatine, the Circus Maximus, and in the distance you see already the Colosseum, the city administration, where the mayor of the city has its office. You see the hill Capitol that was during the ancient Roman times. Michelangelo made the stairway. And also they designed the piazza on top. The Capitol Colosseum, but this is older than the Colosseum, smaller and older. Then you see the fluted columns nearby, imperial forums, and then you see behind the synagogue, the Jewish section of the city. You see that they built on top of the Theatre of Marcellus, they built the palace. The Princes Orsini built their palace 5 centuries ago. Of course, at that time, the Romans did not realize the value of archaeology. You see, like the church on the right, where you see the columns of the ancient temples outside, and they used to build above the ancient buildings or all around in order to save time and money of constructions. So on the right we have another wonderful view. And you see the temples on the right, one is rectangular and the other one is round. They both are 21 centuries old. So these are the sermons on the right. Wonders of archaeology. 21 centuries old. What is amazing?
Temple of what?
Temples of the Fortuna, a conventional name. Yes. The name is the name is conventional, so it's a fantasy name decided by the archaeologists because they didn't know actually to whom they were dedicated. One is called the Temple of Luck, one is the Temple of Vesta, but it's a fantasy name, conventional name. Luck. The fortune, luck. This one, the rectangular, and the other of Vesta, but they are fantasy names given by village. On the right, you see the hill Aventino, another of the 7 historical hills, but this is nowadays a residential area, very nice. The Circus Maximus. Maximus means the largest.
The Circus Maximus.
Largest in Latin, because that was the biggest Roman circus for chariot races, horse races and chariot races. Also, let me mention iron bricks, everything from the ancient temples, from the ancient buildings. Again, a good view of the hill Palatine on the left, the hill of the foundation of Rome. On the right hand, the hill Celio. You realize we have seen already 4 historical hills. Let's try to remember the hill Capitol, next to the big monument, the hill Aventine, the precious residential area, the Palatine, foundation of Rome, Cellius on the right. There are already 4. out of 7 historical hills. We'll see the other 3 during the tour. In front of us, a very important and really precious Arch of Triumph from the Roman times. The Arch of Triumph of the Emperor Constantino, the first Christian emperor. Yes. The first emperor who had given freedom to the Christians in the year 313 AD. So this Arch of Triumph. And then you see already the Colosseum, the exterior of the Colosseum. This section was very damaged, and the holes outside used to be the traces of the iron hooks which used to stick together the pieces of stone, and the iron was moved away, taken away during the Middle Ages, when the city of Rome was abandoned. In Colosseum, the theater for the gladiators here, the Circus Maximus horses, chariots, gladiators in the Colosseum. Colosseum, colossal, enormous. As you can see, it could accommodate 50,000 people, and then it's really enormous, as we are going to see the size. It was started about 19 centuries ago. It was started in the year 72 AD. This is the parking place up here. We don't go on the left, because we made already Venice. Because only one way. See one way, that's why I made the tour that way. Inaugurated in the year 80. The original name was from the names of the emperors of the Flavian family, Vespasian and Titus. Colosseum derived later on. You see already a good view of the forum and the exterior of the Colosseum. This is the best preserved side of it, except the pollution. We are stopping here. We'll get off here. Our first stop, our first visit, Colosseum.